Okay, we're going to get started again. This is our usual presentation about new things we have going on that may impact you, some of them. And our whole team is going to help make this presentation. Okay, first we're going to talk about some major enhancements to NCM 360. Has anybody logged into NCM 360 recently? A few of you? So we've been making enhancements to it, and maybe the enhancements will excite you and cause you to want to go into the system. We're going to talk about multi-factor authentication. That's an upgrade to the login process that will make your login more secure. We have upgraded, or we have created a new dashboard. So when you log in, where you land is a easy to use dashboard that shows you all your information kind of in one place. And we'll show you what that looks like. We have added a reminder capability, very powerful, that will automatically send you emails and or text messages when you need to do something or something is coming up, whether it's a tax filing that you need to make or an IRA contribution or anything like that. We don't think anybody else has this in the entire industry. So this is to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. The reminders function. And then AI analysis. I'm going to talk to you about AI analysis. We've put on your in your seat a couple of samples of what that looks like, and we'll be talking about that. Okay. So we're going to go over to the system now. Deysi is going to talk about multi-factor authentication to start with. Because if you don't get this going, you're not going to get into the system.
Okay, well, as Catherine sets up the demo for us on the background, I just wanted to start off by saying that many of you have already probably received an email from me for multi-factor authentication, or MFA. It's an extra layer of security that we added to your portal. So, as many of you might know, cybersecurity continues to be a growing concern, so amongst a lot of industries. So we've added this extra layer of protection to your portal in order to have the extra security for your financial data and all your personal data that we store in NCM 360. As you can see, it's going to be a pretty fast setup. It's something pretty quick. Catherine in the background is entering the 6-digit code that you will get on your authenticator app. And then from there on, it logs you in and you can see your dashboard and so forward. It's something pretty simple to set up. You can always call me or anything and I'll help you with the setup as well.
So the main thing, Deysi, is that there are these different authenticators.
Yes.
Made by the big guys, right?
Yes.
So there's Google.
And then we have Microsoft, which is also another option that we suggest for you guys to use. What was the other one? Twilio.
So you'll need to download an authenticator to your phone. I use the Google one because we use the Google Docs program and spreadsheet program in our office. So it's natural that I would use the Google Authenticator. And has anybody used an authenticator? Has anyone not used it? If you've used an authenticator, raise your hand. Okay, so I mean, this is how things are going these days. So if you're using an authenticator already, you can use that authenticator, right, Deysi?
So yeah, I was going to jump in there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you have already used an authenticator for something else, you can simply add the NCM 360 authentication to your existing app. You don't need to get a separate app for that. If you've never used it, then you do need to get an app. But otherwise, you can just add a separate one. If it's your first time logging in, call Deysi. But if you want to try it yourself, you can scan a QR code. It adds it to your app immediately, and then you've got your 6 digits. So it's very quick.
Very simple. and very powerfully upgrades the security, because anyone logging into your NCM 360 profile would have to have your phone and get the code. Okay, next is the dashboard.
I'm going to talk just a minute for the dashboards. This is something Leonard and I worked on quite a bit over the summer. Before, when you logged into NCM 360, it kind of was a few things of recent meetings or things like that. But most of the time, anytime I did a demo, I was like, we can just skip the home page and keep moving. That's not the case anymore. So we actually have, this is Sally Sample, our beloved Sally Sample. Everything on the dashboard is her data or her household's data. As you can see, they've got accounts here. You can expand out, so they're segmented by section. Another thing that's actually new that we're also showing on the dashboard, we're bringing in performance from Orion, so you can see your performance of your different accounts compared to the global and US benchmarks. And additionally, you can now also see allocation. So within your portfolio of all of your accounts that we manage, you'll be able to come in here and you can see the different percentages. If you click on one of them, it pulls that detail open and it shows you in Sally Sample's SEP and in Jim Sample's IRA, they have Dimensional US Core Equity 2 ETF. So it gets down to that detail. This is still updating weekly on the performance and allocations, but it's we've talked about doing it more
If you
frequently.
guys log in more, we'll go more frequently. We have to
Bump
pay for
that
the
up.
data feed, so I'd be happy to do that. You guys will
Also,
use the system.
also on the dashboards, we really put anything on here that we thought that would be useful to have immediate access. There's a lot of things that are not on here, but we thought maybe they were not quite as recent or like frequent data that you might want to see. So you've got tasks that New Capital is working on for you, meetings with New Capital, including notes, meeting summaries, the reminders we're going to get to in just a second with Jaycee. Also down at the bottom, you've got your budget, which is now what we call cash flow. So you can see your personal income and expenses. If you have that in 360, then it'll show on your dashboard. Again, you can switch over from income to expense and show the detail of what's within that category of your budget or cash flow.
Tuition.
Tuition, it's a big one.
Ouch.
Also, any documents that we have stored for you are within the file cabinet.
And I want to just touch on these.
Mm-hmm.
Your real estate. So we can keep your real estate in here. We can even keep maintenance on your real estate. So I do that when I have any kind of maintenance I do on my home. I'll put it into NCM 360, and that way I can kind of see what's the house cost me on an annual basis. But if I ever go to sell the house, I can see what have I put into it, so that maybe the asking price that I will request will bear some resemblance to the improvements that I've made into the house versus just throw away all my receipts and so on. So I keep all that in the system. And then insurance, we can keep all your insurance policies as well in the system, health, life, etc. So anyway.
Also, what's cool on the dashboards is you can open up details specifically about what you're seeing there. So if you click on, it's hard to see, it's dark green compared to black, but that'll open up the details of the data item you're looking at. And then also what's kind of neat is if you want to go and see the full picture of your real estate and get to the specific real estate section, you can click this and that takes you to that section of the app. So that is that. Also, just one last thing on dashboards that I'll mention. If you need to get in touch with us, the advisory team, if you click that, that's all of us and our direct phone numbers and email addresses. And then we also have, if you need to get in touch.
Let's touch on roles for a minute, please. Yep. We have a roles feature now in the system. So you may serve as a trustee for something, for a trust. You may be an executor under someone's will. We can keep all that information, so we can keep the documents in the system. And so it tells you all the different roles that you have to play in your financial life. Owner of an account, executor, maybe a director of an entity, an agent, etc. So the system is now keeping all that information so that you can see what are all the responsibilities that you have in your financial life. Okay, Catherine, professionals.
If you've got professionals in the system, this is quick access to getting someone's phone number if you need to call them for any reason. We just wanted everything on the homepage to be useful. So and also if you guys have an idea and you're like, I'd really love to see this on the homepage, you can let us know and we can add that. We have full control over that. So anything that's the most useful is really what we wanted to have show up on the dashboard. Another thing that just is in development, but it is currently functional, is the Client Service Center. This is new. So we wanted to give you guys any action that you wanted to take with New Capital. We wanted to give you a quick access to that. So schedule a call, send us a file, schedule a meeting, register for the conference for next year. This is accessing journal articles, New Capital journal articles, reviewing past webinars, reference library, bookshelf, lots of content. And then if you've got someone you want to refer, or also we love testimonials and Google reviews. A lot of you probably have heard from me on that. And so if all of these are functions you can take immediately from that homepage, you don't have to go look for whatever it is you want to do.
So that's the dashboard.
Lots on the homepage, yep.
So after you do your multi-factor authentication and put your 6-digit code in, this is where you will be taken to.
I think next we're going to do the AI analysis.
Reminders, I think.
Oh, we're doing that after, because that's the last.
Okay. So we're doing now work using AI in NCM 360. You have on your desk a sample of 2 reports. One is a tax analysis report. The other is I think an estate document report. And you see that here in the system now, we're logged in as the sample household, that under reports, there is AI analysis. So we can take your tax return, if you will upload it to NCM 360, and we have programmed using AI a tax return analysis report. And this report we have programmed to give us planning ideas that might help save you money on taxes or recommend tax strategies if we have your tax return. And so you can see that it will make Jim and Sally Sample file the 2024 return. Their income places them in the upper range. The return is structurally sound given their income trajectory and long term. This is a year where looking forward planning can meaningfully reduce lifetime taxes. And the report goes on to make recommendations about the tax return. So the process is you log into NCM 360, you upload the tax return to us, we run the report so we can make sure that it runs right, and then we will store it there and you can review it, we can review it with you. We can do the same thing for an estate document analysis. Same thing, if you upload and store one of your estate documents, we can find out what are some highlights and give you a report on what the documents say, who the key roles are, if there are any problems or inconsistencies or conflicts. The report will tell us that also. And this report will be stored in the system. Recommendations for review and improvement. Add Sally's directive to physicians immediately to mirror Jim's and prevent medical uncertainty in a critical moment. 2, obtain and review the full trust document to confirm details like equitable distribution to children, trustee succession order, etc. What we find is that it's really hard to get CPAs and attorneys these days to do this kind of analysis of documents that are already existing. They're just too busy. So we are using AI to do this work and make sure that your documents, be it a tax return or an estate document, that those things are what they should be. We're not stopping with just these 2 documents. We have other documents that we are programming also. We probably have 20 ideas for AI analysis reports. Could be looking at real estate, could be looking at your property and casualty insurance, could be looking at your life insurance policies and helping us. So AI is helping us really help you. Any questions about this and these AI analyses reports and how we're using it? Yes, please, James.
So I assume that you've got something more sophisticated than typing a question into ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, we have AI Claude is the system that we've chosen, and that's actually communicating through NCM 360. So we have your files. We internally can run a report. It's not through, it's not like upload and send. It's all integrated with NCM 360, and it has all the automation protocols.
But hang on, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Your question
okay.
is what are we giving you that you can't get yourself by putting it straight into AI?
It's even more. It's that when I've used ChatGPT to ask very specific questions like source material, I have gotten responses that are full of errors.
Right.
Well, so we are all taking a class in prompting, all 5 of us. And so we're designing these reports based upon our new learning and prompting so that we're able to derive reports that target the answers that we're seeking, holes in documents or conflicts and so on. So it's nothing you can't do. You can do it. We have it in a system that's ready to produce a report that's compliant with what our needs as financial advisors are.
I mean,
it's the level of confidence in the AI.
right. It's that if I hadn't known that the answers were wrong, I wouldn't have then asked it again to check its sources because they were wrong. And then it came back and said, okay, these are the ones that are now we're sure about. These are the ones we aren't.
These are excellent questions. And what it goes?
Want to repeat it? It was the concern about the confidence of
the confidence in it. So the answer is absolutely. And there are compliance regulations that are now coming down as to how financial advisors might use AI, and review of the output is a critical part of it. We can't release anything to you until we've actually reviewed it and made sure that we agree with the results and can represent the results. So we can't just produce it and hand it to you. We have to take it through an oversight process. Does that answer the question? Yeah.
We've also learned from advice from our third-party guy in Australia who we rely on heavily for 360 development, but we're working on prompt development that allows it to say, I don't know the answer to that question, or to say, because a lot of times in AI, it'll tell you an answer, even if it's not the right answer. So I think we're learning about prompting where you can tell it, if you don't know, don't give me an answer. Don't fill that in. So we're working on our skills in prompting to make sure that we're getting as close to reality and avoid it's called hallucinations. So there's a word for it. AI will hallucinate a response if you're not careful. So we also all double check, triple check everything. So.
Any questions about these AI reports? Richard, please.
Borrowing my data and aggregating it, using it potentially for other purposes?
So that's an excellent question. We are using an interface that allows us to direct information to different AI engines. This interface we use could direct it to ChatGPT, it could direct it to Claude, it could direct it to Gemini. Frankly, I think, Catherine, it could go to any thousands of LLMs. There is that much development going on in large language models now, ones we've never heard of. And so in our case, we selected Claude with the help of our development specialist and professional, Callum is his name, because of their higher assurances regarding information security and privacy, which is actually the guy who started Claude is Amadeo is his name. He came out of Google, so many of them came out of Google, Damien Amadeo, and they built that system so that it would have a higher level of privacy and confidentiality. And so that was our decision based on that Claude would represent the very best of the choices. So we're not tied into any one AI engine. We'll make the selection based upon which one is going to give us the needs we have as advisors.
The things I would be worried about are things like my social security number. They don't need that to analyze my taxes. My AGI, absolutely. And so are you only sending the stuff that's required for the analysis, or are you giving them the whole return process?
The answer is that we are giving the return.
So if we want to keep that information confidential, when we send you our return, we can just white out anything we don't want.
Yep.
AI.
Yep. Questions?
So it's not like a proprietary closed system using Claude to run it. I mean, so like my company has an internal, and so anything we load up to use the AI, it can only access, like it uses external data, but it doesn't release the information we're loading out externally.
It's going to Claude in this case.
Yes, but I mean, it's not something that Claude can use for anything else.
No.
I think also we're on a paid account, so we are integrated with them. We sync into their API and things like that. So because we're on a paid account, I believe that there's a restriction that any of our data can't be stored. It's a quick in and then out, and that's on paid accounts. That's on kind of the enterprise level accounts as well. I think when you're on the free account, they're like, well, part of it being free is we get to keep your data.
Is that what you all have, the enterprise link?
Yeah.
On your system?
It's like literally a proprietary, like created, but so yes, it must be a paid link that we use, but that's not my
Rob.
They call it a private sandbox.
Mm.
Like you can run searches in there and whatnot, and it utilizes data from the whole web, but it keeps your information.
Right.
It's, yeah. Yep.
That's a separate issue than scraping copyrighted material and whatnot, which they're also
Right.
going on.
Right.
Any questions? Good questions.
Actually, I have a question going back to the data entry
Mm-hmm.
sections. I probably asked this before, but is there any ability to upload like Excel spreadsheets or CSV files with data? Or
Sure.
download?
So the question is there any ability to upload CSVs or Excel, other formats of data? Right now, and I think it was answering your question as well, how do I get my data in? Throughout the app, so first of all, you can call us, you can call Casey, or you can call Deysi. We can help you do that. We have a file share system that you will be able to send your documents securely through our file share. We can put it in where it needs to be, or you can log in and put it in where it needs to be. You can go to the tax section of the app and say, I want to upload my tax return. And that's a PDF upload. In response to the other formats, I believe that there is a way to upload different kinds of files. For a CSV, the best way to do that is to send it to me, because from the back end, I can absolutely do that. I know that's not the easiest, but on the cash flows specifically, I think that's what we talked about in a previous year. Right. So you've got your budget in Excel. You don't want to recreate the whole thing and re-enter 40 different line items. The system we have now functions more like a spreadsheet, so it's still not perfect, but if you have something like that, send it to us and we can absolutely assist and get it in. That's the kind of thing I would take from the back end and upload. They don't have that so far in the system where you can upload a CSV to have it read, but we can look into doing it.
What about getting data out?
Oh, you can absolutely export out.
And what format does that go?
That's definitely PDF. I believe there's a CSV export. So there's, yes, CSV export and TXT. So exporting out of 360. So if you've already entered it in and then you like, well, I want to share it with my accountant or whoever, you can export directly out of the app as well.
Dan.
Kind of follow up on that. Is it at the point where, for those of us that aren't very good at putting together our monthly, annual budgets, and figuring out how much money we need, that you could feed in like credit union statements, so you know your credit cards and your checking, and
We haven't built that link yet, but yeah, we haven't built that link yet, but we may do it in the future. There used to be a program called Mint.com that Intuit bought, and eventually they closed it up. They spent $200 million to buy it and just didn't have viability in the marketplace. But we may do something where we do some integration with expense accounts, but we haven't done it yet. I want to emphasize our goal here is to add value, to keep your information secure, and it's to add value to these different things that you have, whether it's estate documents, tax returns, insurance policies, and so on. And we're finding that the AI is very, very helpful to us in that way. Okay, next we'll talk about reminders, right? Okay.
Okay, so Reminders has gone through a couple of different versions over the past couple of years, but we finally got it in a place where we like it. It's flexible to be able to send reminders that are unique to your data and your households. So some of you might have already received a couple of these over the past few weeks. We've been sending out email as well as text reminders.
Has anybody gotten a reminder from the system yet? Yeah?
Okay.
A few of you?
Okay. The original idea was we want to send you reminders to do, financial planning related topics. So, file your tax returns, file, pay quarterly estimated taxes, make a contribution to your donor advised fund, things like that. But it's really expanded with the amount of data that we're storing in 360 now. So technically any data we have in 360 can have a reminder if it's applicable. And so we've really expanded what we can send out. So this is something you would get on a reminder for healthcare open enrollment. So let's say you're already enrolled in Medicare, but you might want to review your coverages and might want to, change a few things. Well, we're going to send you a reminder to do that. We're going to say it's open enrollment approaching. We have resources with Medicare back office who you can communicate with and consult with on making those changes. And we're putting that specific detail on how long the open enrollment is, who's responsible for it. Do we recommend you do this? Yes or no? Most likely recommend it if we're going to send it. And also, how important is it? So we have already done an initial application to everyone's household of the different reminders that we think applies to you. So if we have your data, we can do that. If we don't, we can't. So we really want to get everyone's data in there so we can be as helpful as possible with these different areas.
Jaycee, you want to talk about the view reminder thing at the bottom?
Yeah. So we did add this helpful link here at the bottom. So if for some reason you need help with something, you can click that and one of us can assist you. If it doesn't apply to you, maybe you can click that, say I've already done it, or it doesn't apply to me. We can update it in our system so you're not getting unnecessary reminders. What other functionalities in that view reminder?
Rescheduling or canceling. So
okay.
Or pushing the date.
So yep. So you can also reschedule or push a date on a reminder if you don't want to do it now, but maybe later.
Tax returns or something.
Right. Exactly. So a lot of flexibility and functionality built into these reminders.
You may have reminders of your own that you want us to put in. Let us know. I don't know. You may have an LLC and you have to have an annual meeting or something like that for an entity. And just an example.
Yeah.
We can put anything in like that and it'll remind you, and it works on the same scheduling principles that anybody use Google Calendar in here or any of those calendaring systems. It works like that, where we can put it on a recurring annual basis or monthly basis or whatever the case is. So NCM 360 is becoming a system that has scheduling and reminding capabilities to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks.
Yeah.
Any questions about reminders? Yes, please.
Initially, both. If you opt out, you'll never get a text again, so I recommend you don't do that. We also like the text feature because it keeps it all in a single thread from New Capital, so you can go back and review any old reminders, but it'll be both.
So If you get a text from NCM 360, save that address in your phone. Steve left, but we're not going to call you from 360, but you'll get a feed. And so, we're suggesting keeping that around. I get tons of marketing SMS now, and you can go back and refer to things later that you received. So, recommendation.
Yep. Any questions on reminders or?
Okay.
Yes, if we have an appointment to meet with New Capital, you get a reminder, but it's not through this system. It's through a different system. Maybe eventually, I don't know. We'll see. Uh-huh. Yep. You can get a text reminder for meetings.
Okay.
All right.
So I did get a reminder that I hadn't taken out my minimum required withdrawal. How did you know that?
You got a reminder that you hadn't taken your required minimum?
Yeah, how did you know that?
We know that because we're managing that. So on a monthly basis, we're making sure that you're on track to satisfy your RMDs for the year.
That's true. That's right. You used to do that for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
Who's next? Oh, this is Casey.
Thank you. All right, I'll try and make this quick. So, as in previous years, we've mentioned personal organization. NCM 360 is not only a system that helps us manage clients day to day, but it can also help you manage your financial life and everything that you have to keep track of in it. So with all of the demonstrations we've done, there's a lot of opportunity to get data and documents in. We can help you organize it. So definitely do it. It is worth the time. We're here to assist with that. You can call me, you can call Deysi. Anyone on our team could assist you. So we just want to make sure that you guys see benefit and value in the system and that you use it for that. Okay, Catherine, you can go next. Scams. We love, Sharona alluded to some of them earlier, but scams are a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a little scary. I just want to run through some kind of example ones. One being, elder financial exploitation. Sharona talked a little bit about that too. Investment scams, so private or alternative investments. We meet with clients to talk about those kinds of opportunities. So it's always important that if you have one of those come up, call us first before you commit to it. That's just a safety precaution. Phishing, of course, we've talked about that. Don't click on suspicious links. One probably recently that's happened is impersonation. So if somebody from your bank or somebody from Fidelity may call you, simply say thanks, hang up the phone, and then call or source Fidelity's or your bank's direct contact information and call them yourself. Always want to verify that. Personal example, my parents got a call from our credit union saying, "Oh, you guys, congratulations on your new mortgage." And it was like, wait, we didn't buy a house. So of course they called and, verified and was like, yeah, that wasn't us. So always make sure you verify that. Another one Sharona alluded to was romance or relationship scams. Definitely a big one. And then more recently, check fraud. That has been on the rise a lot. So for those things, always be verifying your accounts, your statements, and your transactions on a regular basis. And especially on checks, like if you can hand your check to somebody and make sure you verify who is taking that check from you and that they work for said vendor or organization that you're paying, just always verify that information and verify the person that you're giving your money to. And then last one is just a reminder, a recent executive order in March has changed how you make tax payments and receive tax refunds. So they're no longer accepting checks. So we sent out in our journal from October, we posted a little bit about that and recommended for clients to start making changes to paying their taxes electronically. I know that for estate returns, there hasn't been any guidance on whether that has changed. So those are still being paid by check because it looks like to be the only method of payment for now. But if you have any questions on this, feel free to please ask, come and see me. We're happy to take a meeting if you need guidance on what method of payment should I choose, because I know the IRS has multiple options for you to choose from. But we're happy to meet with you on that. But just to make sure you're familiar that any payments or refunds are being paid electronically now after October 1st. Okay.
Any questions about administrative stuff? John,
Yes.
please.
I know over the last few years you've asked me, I'm sure you've asked lots of other people, for professionals that we are happy with, that we work with outside of.
Mm-hmm.
Is your sort of collective approved list somewhere in NCM, or is there another way to access it?
We do have a list of professionals in the system. And I believe they're live for clients to view. Yes. So yes, we do have that in the system for sure. Yep.
John, if you've got a specific, and the question there for, it's hard to do that when you're up here, is to remember to repeat the question. The question was, we have a list of professionals that we know or have relationships with that we're happy to refer out. And is that available in NCM 360? The answer is yes, the professionals are available. Though, however, if you are looking for someone specific, like I need an estate attorney or I need an accountant, those are hard to find, but it's best to contact us about that or submit a service request through the system, because we know you and we know those professionals. So we can kind of sync you up with the right person or make appropriate referrals based on our relationship with you. So, yeah. Sorry.
Great question. Anybody else? Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna hand it over to Jaycee to talk about continuing education.
All right, gonna go quick here because we're running short on time, but just a reminder of some continuing education that we do throughout the year. So we're continually, enhancing in our areas the different things that we're, responsible for. So tax planning, different investment toolkits, estate planning, helping nervous clients understand and plan for the state of Social Security. We get a lot of questions about that. So we're learning a lot on the back end about that to be able to help you and give you resources. Of course, the AI prompting we talked about earlier. We're doing a lot of lunch and learns on AI prompting. And cybersecurity best practices, of course, all of us, and especially Casey in this area.
What is the true state of Social Security?
Let's talk after.
Yeah. I've got I'm going to talk briefly about investment management agreements. Everybody in here has an agreement in place with New Capital Management that we signed when we began the relationship with you. But over the years, new things have been put into the agreement, and we are going to bring everybody up to the current latest agreement. And we're going to do it through DocuSign so that everybody doesn't have to sign paper and send it back. And we're targeting to do that in January of 2026. The new agreements include things like what happens when you die. We didn't have anything in the original agreement about that. And now we have a very robust section about our obligations that we have when you die to deal with executors, to deal with custodians, and so on and so forth. So those types of things have been added to the agreement over 20 years. And so I want everybody to be ready to get that DocuSign. We'll have a summary of changes that have happened to the agreement, and we'll be prepared to answer any questions about that, but I wanted to let everybody know that's going to be happening early next year, 2026. Any questions about that? Okay.
Okay, gonna go through these real quick also. There's a lot here, but a lot of these are reminders of services that we offer for retirement. Pantera, if anyone has held away accounts, 401ks, anything like that they can't move quite yet, we have a system through Pantera where we can actually review, manage, and communicate trades directly to those systems if you're interested in New Capital managing that. We can refer Guideline 401k to business owners if you're looking to add or change your existing 401k plan. This is new this year, cash balance plans for business owners who want to add a new layer to their retirement planning. we can help you manage that. Of course, the Medicare and Marketplace health insurance consulting, happy to do that anytime. Clients looking to make alternative investments but want to do so maybe in a more tax efficient way can open self-directed IRAs through Strata Trust. And then of course, Right Capital, everyone is familiar with. Retirement projections and planning we can always do. Estate services, so we've talked about this a little bit. We have the NCM 360 professionals. Usually it's probably better for us to try to match you with someone that we think is appropriate for your situation. But if someone has maybe a less complex estate plan and think they want to do it on their own, they can use Trust and Will, an online platform, to create their own documents. And we're happy to help execute and witness those as well. This one is, I think, new this year. It's gotten a lot of interest over the past year. It's endowment plans for Fidelity charitable accounts. So any clients that are interested in leaving some of their estate to charitable can use an endowment plan. So basically, upon the second death or the passing, if you have a charitable account, you would name your organizations that would receive your estate in perpetuity, basically. So an annual contribution beyond your lives, rather than leaving an organization a lump sum. If that's something that you're interested in, we can talk about and plan with you. This one also has gotten some more interest recently, professional trustee and agent services. So sometimes maybe family members and friends are not the appropriate person to be the trustees of your trust. They may not have enough expertise or objectivity to be able to fill that role. So Fidelity Personal Trust Company can serve as that if you're looking for a service like that. And then to help you with your estate planning and estate decisions, we can obviously run estate projections to see what is your estate going to look like, what kind of extra help might you need, and we'll do that with Right Capital. Generational services. So we're always happy to meet with your children, grandchildren, heirs, anyone that is important to you, and we'll meet them at the place that they're at, no matter what age they are. So if they need help with careers or budgeting and saving or anything, we're happy to talk with them and advise them how we can. Of course, we got the nice presentation from Sharona earlier today. So Live Well Elder Care Services. If anyone has any questions or needs help, we'll be happy to put you in contact. And lastly, secondary education and college planning. There's a couple of ways to do that through 529s or qualified education transfers. So if any of those are goals for you, we'll be happy to discuss and plan that.
Just to remind people about some of the risk management work that we do. Insurance policies, if you would like us to take a look at any life insurance policies that you have and determine whether they still fit your needs. We work with DPL, functions as an insurance back office. We're doing quite a bit of looking at especially cash value life insurance policies that have cash value in them, and then we have the ability to roll them over without any taxes into an annuity. It's called a 1035 exchange. And we have quite a number of policies now that we're looking at where that actually looks preferable than continuing to pay premiums on the policies. And so we're able to do any sort of analysis that you'd like on life insurance policies. International residency and citizenship by investment. Henley, we have clients who are making life changes now. Some of our clients are deciding to move out of the country. Some are deciding to buy second homes in other countries, and this group at Henley is the organization in the world, frankly, most prominently doing this type of work and helping people find alternative residency or even getting on a road to citizenship in other countries. And then our relationship with Von Tobel, the Swiss bank, we have the ability to open Swiss accounts so that if you would like international custody in Switzerland, we can arrange for that as well. We can hold your investment portfolio outside the United States at Von Tobel. Just wanted to remind people about these risk management services that we offer. Okay, Deysi. Thank you.
So communication services, this is something that we offer throughout the year to stay connected with all of you besides your meetings. We have the New Capital website, which is somewhere where we update daily. You can also find the New Capital Journal there, actually, which is handed out to you every monthly. We include really interesting articles, market insights, and just something for you to look out every month on your mail. And then we have quarterly market webinars, which are hosted by Jaycee and Leonard. And then we have Catherine working in the behind the scenes. And we try to do really good webinars to inform you throughout the year as well, besides your meetings, so you can interact with us and ask questions about the markets. And then conference, something that we always look forward to having with all of you, where we have really good presenters besides ourselves. And we bring information to you. And yeah, we look forward for this services every year.
Thank you. There are some potential new services. I have asked about these before, but I just wanted to revisit. Tax prep, I asked about this. We got a response from several clients who were interested in, probably about half. We'll ask you in the evaluation at the end of the day if you would like us to enter this business. It's very tricky right now. The CPA business it's had attrition in its ranks. You have senior accountants who are retiring. And so we'd like to know, would you like to see us take on these services? We would prepare your taxes in that case. Jaycee and I have done some investigation of it, but we want to know, should we continue to take a look into this? I don't want to take the time to do it if there's no interest there, but if there is, we would see about it. Bill paying. There is a company that has a service that we would interface with where we could do bill paying for you. Like to know, are you interested in that? It's a concierge service, and some people just decide they've had enough of paying bills. It comes up every month. They're sick of it. They don't want to do it anymore. They want a trusted party to do it. I have somebody who helps me pay my bills, or I would be drowning. And so I want to know, would you like to see us add this service? Would this be of interest to you? And then the last one is, we have the relationship with Fidelity as our main custodian. We have other smaller relationships with Von Tobel and with some other brokerages. The other big one in the industry besides Fidelity is Schwab, and they're interested in a relationship with us. Maybe you have experience with Schwab, or have held accounts with Schwab, or you prefer Schwab. We'd like to know at the end of the day on the evaluation, would you like us to add Schwab? Maybe you want to keep accounts in 2 different places. But we'd like to know, is this something that we should pursue with them because they're interested? We've reached a size now, we're $500 million under management, and so they're interested in us as a potential client to work with. Okay. Oh. And the biggest news of the day.
So we'll keep this short and sweet, but our office space is expanding, which is really exciting for us. So some of you, if you've been in our office over the last couple of months, then you've probably been in the construction phase of this. But we are putting in a second conference room as soon as you walk in our front door to the left, where there used to be a wall. There will be a second conference room there, so we can continue to service clients while other meetings are going on. Team members having meetings, or continuing education, phone calls, or even one-on-one meetings where we just need to meet with you for an hour or 30 minutes. We could be doing that, and we have a dedicated space for that. And then Jaycee is getting her own office, which is much deserved. She has worked very hard. And
it's nice too.
It's very nice. Yep. So definitely a much deserved thing there.
Okay,
so.
I'll spend a few minutes. Thank you. I've got my mic. Thank you, guys. On company growth, yes, we have some bigger offices, or additional offices now, and we have some consultants who are working with us now beyond AUM, and we like them very much, and they're going to be helping us get our message out more really to the public and through digital marketing services about what we do, why we do it, and who we're appropriate to work with and who might be interested in New Capital as their advisor. Testimonials, a number of you have given some testimonials that we have been able to use on our website. If you haven't and you would like to, you don't have to, but we would appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, but if you are happy with us, we would really appreciate you giving us a testimonial that we could then use to tell other people about what we do. And Catherine is in charge of that, so you can get with her if you're interested in providing that sort of feedback. Google reviews. Google is increasingly being used by financial advisors, well, by businesses of all kinds, but including financial advisors. We have some compliance things we have to go through, right? When things go out on the Google reviews, Catherine's in charge of that. But we would really appreciate it if you gave a Google review, because people are now looking for financial advisors the same way they're looking for Chinese food. So we would appreciate that if you would do that. Again, doesn't cost you anything and would help us. Our annual client satisfaction survey will go out at the end of the year. Just to remind everybody, we make a $20 donation to the charity of your choice if you will give us some feedback. And we're simply interested in knowing what can we do better, or where have we not done as well as you had wanted or expected. If you will let us know that, then we will do everything we can to make improvements. And then we would be grateful for anybody that you know of, that if you would let them know about us. I get asked, well, how do I make a referral? What's the process? I really think the simplest thing is for you to send an email to your contact, to your person, and me together, and say, I'm introducing you. You've done these emails before, right? I'm introducing you. You guys take it from there. And that usually works very, very well. And then that's all that has to happen. So it doesn't have to be any kind of complicated thing. That's really the best way to do it, is with an email. Any questions? And a number of you have been very, very generous with your referrals. That helps us grow more than anything. This is how registered investment advisors, how financial advisors grow, is by people saying nice things to other people who may need our services. That is by far the way that most advisors grow. We can't, buy ads during the Super Bowl and things like that, so we really rely on you if you've had a good experience, and we appreciate all the referrals that people have given in the past, and we hope you give more in the future. Okay, and that's it.